One of the most sparsely populated states in the U.S., Wyoming is a land of rugged landscapes, rich tribal legend, rodeos, ranches, cowboy towns, and some of the world's great wilderness areas. Welcome to WatchZilla. Today we are going to explore where the Wild West comes alive, Wyoming, USA. Yellowstone National Park, with its geothermal wonders, together with spectacular Grand Teton National Park, make up one of the largest intact temperate zone ecosystems on the planet. Both parks are home to an astounding diversity of wildlife, from grizzlies and golden eagles to wolves, elk, moose, bison, and black bears. Further afield, you can explore red-walled Gorge, hot springs, historic prairie towns, pioneer museums, and the historical attractions of Wyoming's capital, Cheyenne. With all this wilderness and wide-open space, outdoor adventures abound. Wyoming boasts excellent hiking, mountain biking, kayaking, climbing, and fishing, as well as some of the best skiing in North America. Number 10. National Historic Trails Interpretive Center. There's a lot to learn at the National Historic Trails Interpretive Center in Casper, Wyoming. The National Historic Trails Interpretive Center is more than a museum, it's an interactive experience recreating the old pioneer trails and their important role in American history. One of the top things to do in Casper, Wyoming, the museum is well worth a couple of hours of your time. Full-scale dioramas and multimedia presentations tell the story of Wyoming's first settlers, the mountain men and fur trappers, the Oregon Trail, the Mormon Trail, the California Trail, and the Pony Express route. All the exhibits are in chronological order, which makes visiting this museum feel like a journey through time. This is one of the best Wyoming attractions for families who want to learn about the country's history. Kids can climb in the back of a covered wagon, experience a simulated river crossing, and watch movies that highlight personal stories of the pioneers. Best of all, admission is free. Enjoy guided hikes and special events throughout the year. Before you leave, take time to admire the sweeping views of Casper from the overlook. Number 9. Hot Springs State Park. Wyoming's most popular state park offers a year-round treat for visitors. The site of the world's largest mineral hot spring, the area draws not only human tourists but is also home to Wyoming's central bison herd. Located near the aptly named town of Thermopolis, the steaming hot water from the Big Spring is used to supply several spa resorts and water parks. Mineral hot springs flows through the terraces along Bighorn River. Visitors can enjoy a soak in the 104 degrees mineral waters indoors at the state bathhouse or in 2 outdoor pools. Run by the state bathhouse is open to the public. Visitors can soak in an indoor or outdoor pool free of charge for 20 minutes. With its open and enclosed twisting water slides, indoor and outdoor pools and bubbling hot tubs, the Star Plunge Water Park is a family favorite. If you're there in the summer, take in the interesting rock formations created by mineral waters by hiking their extensive trail system. With over 6.3 miles of accessible hiking trails, this is the best way for you to satisfy your craving for outdoor fun and adventure. The park's famous flower garden is a sight to see as well. Number 8. Jackson. When people talk about Jackson, they might be referring to Jackson Hole Mountain Resort or the town of Jackson, or just that area in general. Either way, they're talking about an awesome, wild endpoint. Jackson, Wyoming, sits at an elevation of over 6,000 feet. Tucked in a sprawling valley at the foot of the spectacular Teton Mountains, Jackson, Wyoming exudes the spirit of the Wild West. Rustic wooden buildings and boardwalks, quaint shops, galleries, and restaurants, and a town square framed by elk horn arches add to the charm of this charismatic town. The town's central hub, George Washington Memorial Park, better known as Town Square, is recognizable by 4 arched elk antler entrances. Beside the restaurants, cafes, art galleries, spas, and shops that surround the park, there are carriage rides and staged Old West shootouts here too. Jackson is also the gateway to beautiful Grand Teton National Park and a popular stop on the way to Yellowstone. Bordering town, the National Elk Refuge protects the largest herd of wintering elk in the world. In season, you can ride horse-drawn sleighs into the refuge to view these gentle creatures up close. Camouflaged in a rocky hillside just south of town, the National Museum of Wildlife Art is another top attraction, with more than 4,000 paintings and many rotating exhibits. Other highlights include scenic float trips down the Snake River, chuck wagon cookouts, the popular summer rodeo, and downhill skiing on Snow King Mountain. The Snake River runs through town and provides kayaking, fishing, floating, and whitewater rafting experiences. During the winter, downhill and cross-country skiing and snowmobiling reign. Jackson Hole is also one of the top fly fishing destinations in Wyoming. A 20-minute drive from Jackson, the Jackson Hole Mountain Resort at Teton Village offers some of the best skiing in North America, as well as a diverse lineup of summer mountain sports and outdoor concerts. Number 7, Cody. No visit to Wyoming is complete without exploring the state's cowboy heritage, and the city of Cody is a great place to peer into the cowboy state's past. The old traditions of the Wild West thrive in Cody, the town that was founded by Buffalo Bill himself. Like many scenic Wyoming towns, outdoor activities are the main draw. It's all about rodeo, history and wildlife here. Visitors can hike, fish, raft, rock climb, and camp during summer and ice climb during winter. One of the most popular things to do here? Experience the celebrated stories and legends of the frontiersmen, cowboys, and Native Americans who lived in the area more than a century ago at the Buffalo Bill Center of the West. The Buffalo Bill Center in the center of Cody has 5 Western-themed museums filled with engaging exhibits, including artifacts that chronicle William F. Cody's colorful life. Must-see natural attractions near Cody include Buffalo Bill Dam and Reservoir, Absaroka Mountain Range, Beartooth Mountain Range, Hart Mountain and Bighorn Basin, and Yellowstone National Park. Cody is considered the rodeo capital of the world, hosting a number of prestigious rodeos throughout the year. There is awe-inspiring scenery around nearly every turn, and on its outskirts, the old trail town gives visitors a rare glimpse of what a western town actually looked and felt like as a living museum that includes 26 historic frontier buildings from the late 1800s that were salvaged and moved here from towns across Wyoming and Montana. Then create your own Cody adventure, catch a real rodeo show, go trout fishing on Monster Lake, or camp and hike at Buffalo Bill State Park. Number 6, Cheyenne. It's the largest city in Wyoming. Cheyenne, the capital of Wyoming, offers a host of rewarding things to do in southern Wyoming. But Cheyenne nevertheless maintains some serious small-town charm. Named after the Cheyenne Indians, it was once the largest outpost of the United States Cavalry. The walkable downtown shopping district is jam-packed with Western-themed stores and unique mom-and-pop shops. Today, the town's museums and historic sites tell the story of Cheyenne's beginnings in 1867 as a station on the Union Pacific Railroad. For an overview of the area, the Cheyenne Street Railway trolley offers a narrated historic city tour. One of the town's top attractions is the Cheyenne Frontier Days Rodeo. Held annually since 1919, the Late July Rodeo, featuring 10 days of fun-filled festivities, is one of the best in the country. For a taste of the Wild West at other times of the year, head to the Cheyenne Frontier Days Old West Museum, with rodeo exhibits and antique horse-drawn wagons. Cheyenne's other top things to see and do include the Wyoming State Capitol Building, a National Historic Landmark, the Wyoming State Museum, with interactive child-friendly exhibits, and the historical railroad displays at the Cheyenne Depot Museum. Near the depot, in Holiday Park, look for the Big Boy locomotive, one of the largest steam engines ever built. Built in 1887, the Renaissance rival-style Capitol building features a gold leaf dome that's visible from almost anywhere in the city, and the building's stained glass interior, grand staircase and checkerboard marble floors make it worth a visit. The Nelson Museum of the West features Native American art and artifacts from the United States Cavalry. Other major attractions around Cheyenne include the Kurt Gowdy State Park for salmon and trout fishing, the Dawa Recreation Area for hiking or biking among ancient rock formations, and Cheyenne Botanic Gardens, which is both inspirational and educational. Number 5, Flaming Gorge National Recreation Area. The Flaming Gorge National Recreation Area is located in northeastern Utah and Wyoming. The region's colorful canyons and 91-mile reservoir are popular with outdoor lovers of all types. The reservoir, which was formed by a dam built on the Green River in the 1950s, is the main attraction. The dramatic landscape of the Flaming Gorge National Recreation Area provides ample opportunity for fishing, swimming, boating, and lakeside relaxing. In fact, the Flaming Gorge Reservoir is prized by local trout fishermen. To access this amazing fishery, drive south of Rock Springs, Wyoming, to Buckboard Marina, where you can rent a boat and get the latest fishing report before you head out on the reservoir. Adventure seekers can also raft the area of the Green River downstream from Flaming Gorge Dam. With more than 100 miles of trails, hiking, mountain biking and horseback riding are popular activities as well. Near the top of the canyon is a visitor's center and the start of the Canyon Rim Trail. It has magnificent lookouts dotted along the path. Prehistoric fossils have been found here, and some of the rocks have ancient petroglyphs. Be sure to check out the gorge at sunset or sunrise when it's at its most scenic, with the canyon truly glowing with brilliant hues. Number 4. Buffalo Bill Center of the West. The American West is a unique chapter in the country's history. Situated in Cody, Wyoming, the Buffalo Bill Center of the West is a great place to visit if you want to learn more about the history of American West. The Buffalo Bill Center of the West retraces an important chapter of American history in a complex of 5 fascinating museums. Dating back to 1917, it is also the oldest museum dedicated to American West history. In the Buffalo Bill Museum, you can view artifacts from the life of Buffalo Bill Cody, the legendary American soldier and showman. The Cody Firearms Museum contains a large collection of firearms from around the world. Wyoming wildlife and geology are the main themes of the Draper Museum of Natural History, and you can learn about the culture of the prairie's first inhabitants at the Plains Indian Museum through exhibits and multimedia show. In addition to all these historical exhibits and artifacts, the center offers a treat for art lovers. At the Whitney Gallery of Western Art, works by Frederick Remington, Charles Russell, and Gorge Catlin continue the Wild West theme. Near the center are the rodeo grounds, where some of the best cowboys in the Wild West perform in the summer. You will find plenty to see and do here, and there is also a research library on site. The aim of the center is to immerse guests in the spirit of the Old West through culture, science, art, and of course, history. Number 3. Devil's Tower National Monument. If you're looking for Northeast Wyoming attractions, this is the big hitter. Nowadays it's one of the most popular places to visit in Wyoming. You have to travel a bit to get there, but the Devil's Tower National Monument is more than worth it. This is Wyoming's most prominent feature, and its magnificent beauty has brought tourists from all over the world to take a visit. Devil's Tower National Monument is a geologic wonder that juts out of a rolling prairie neighboring the Black Hills. The first declared national monument in the United States. Off the beaten track in northeast Wyoming lies a stately rock formation made famous by the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Pictures don't do much justice to Devil's Tower National Monument, a tall, striking geological formation that looms above Wyoming's plains. Wyoming's most prominent feature, the flat-topped volcanic formation, rises more than 1,200 feet above the surrounding plains, so it's impossible to miss. This is an otherworldly and unforgettable landscape, deemed sacred by the Lakota and other tribes. Today, this tower is the focal point of Devil's Tower National Monument and worshipped by nationwide rock climbers. It is most known for being one of the best traditional crack climbing areas on the continent. One of the best things to do here is go hiking. Go on some challenging hiking trails with your family to feel close to nature and explore some of Wyoming's exotic flora and fauna. Tower Trail, a 1.3-mile paved trail, circles the tower and can be enjoyed via a guided hike. Ranger-guided walks on trails surrounding the monument provide perfect views and historical details. During the spring and early summer, abundant wildflowers create fantastic photo opportunities. Look out for the prairie dog colonies as you enter the site as well. Climbers are welcome to scale the sheer rock face after first registering with the park. Before you leave, check out the visitor center to learn about the natural history of Devil's Tower and its surroundings. Then, take your turn at rock climbing the tower or marvel at the climbers who flock to this rock. The Bell Firch River is also a destination spot for fishermen. Catch walleye, black bullhead, and more. Number 2. Grand Teton National Park. Wyoming's Yellowstone National Park gets a lot of accolades. But there's another Wyoming park that just might match it, Grand Teton National Park. Grand Teton National Park is home to postcard-perfect scenery that rivals something you'd see in Europe or Patagonia, Chile. The Grand, Middle, and South Tetons rising above flower-filled alpine meadows is a spectacular sight, to put it mildly. From afar, the wild mountain landscape astounds. Up close, the park's plants and animals fill visitors with wonder. When you first lay eyes on the Teton Range, with its dramatic jagged peaks, your jaw will literally drop. Crowned by the craggy peaks of the mighty Teton Mountain Range, Grand Teton National Park is one of the jewels of Wyoming. Grand Teton is located south of Yellowstone and is home to over 300,000 acres of northwest beauty. Rugged peaks, rushing rivers, serene lakes, and wildflower-filled meadows offer much solace for a city-dwelling visitor. These mountains, in the state's northwest, were formed millions of years ago when a fault in the Earth's crust buckled, creating 12 peaks reaching heights of more than 12,000 feet. The highest of these, Grand Teton, soars 13,770 feet above sea level. Teton peaks are the highlight of the Jenny Lake area. Stretching from Yellowstone National Park to the city of Jackson, the rugged spine of the Teton Mountain towers more than a mile above the Snake River Valley. Wildlife is abundant. More than 300 species of birds, 60 species of mammals, and many freshwater fish live within the park. Not surprisingly, the park is a paradise for wildlife lovers, photographers, climbers, kayakers, and hikers. While scenic drives are lovely, for an in-depth look, you really need to get out and explore. The best way to explore the spectacular scenery is by hiking the many trails and staying overnight in the campgrounds. With more than 250 miles of hiking trails and hundreds of campgrounds, motels and lodges, visitors have their pick of activities and accommodations. In the winter, it turns into a winter oasis and haven for skiers and snowboarders. Some of the roads and access points close during winter months. Use the town of Jackson as your base for exploring the parks, as well as the nearby Bridger Teton National Forest. In the popular Moose District, visitors can hike or drive through scenic areas or visit popular places such as the Park Visitor Center, Mormon Row and Meaners Ferry Historic District, Murie Ranch, Death Canyon, and 3 mountain lakes. This picture-perfect park should be atop any nature lover's bucket list. Visitors to Coulter Bay will discover mountain lakes, Snake River, Flag Ranch, and Coulter Bay Visitor Center. Lawrence Rockefeller Preserve offers visitors a place of solitude to connect with nature. If hiking or biking aren't your thing, you can always enjoy a gentle float on the Snake River or paddling a canoe on serene Jenny Lake. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Number 1. Yellowstone National Park. Your Wyoming vacation would not be complete without a visit to the Yellowstone National Park. Yellowstone National Park in Wyoming was the world's first national park. Yellowstone National Park is truly one of the world's most natural wonders. Yellowstone, one of the United States' great unspoiled national treasures, is rife with dramatic scenes and bestial beings. Established in 1872, the park is a geothermal wonderland. The 2.2 million acres that make up the park, 96% of which is located in Wyoming, boasts jaw-dropping geyser, colorful hot springs, majestic mountain ranges, and vibrant rivers and waterfalls. Underground thermal waters bubble up to the surface and explode into geysers. Water draining from Yellowstone's high plateau forms into rivers and tumbles down waterfalls. The most popular attractions include Old Faithful Geyser, Mammoth Hot Springs, and the Grand Canyon of the Yellowstone River. The park is one of the best places to visit in Wyoming. Activities like hiking, camping, biking, boating, skiing, snowshoeing, fishing, horseback riding, and wildlife viewing entertain individuals and families year-round. Adventurous folks can wander into the backcountry to avoid both the traffic and crowds and catch a glimpse of wildlife, including wolves, elk, bison, and bears. If your family enjoys the outdoors, then you would have a great time going on backpacking or hiking trips throughout the park. Most people drive through the park, but the absolutely best way to see it is by hiking. Get up close with the many diverse geothermal ecosystems. Bring your camera, your binoculars, and your sense of adventure. Don't miss the lower falls or the visitors center while you're there. Plan to spend several days. Yellowstone National Park is so popular that visitors must make plans well in advance to secure lodging or campsites. Attracting more than 3 million visitors each year, Yellowstone is more than a national park. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from WatchZilla and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.